It is Kandasashti Kavasham in the state of Tamil Nadu, which is an auspicious day. And as we see, one side we have political storm, but at the same time, devotion is very important in the state of Tamil Nadu. However, we have BJP leader Vinod Srisailvam. I'm terribly sorry to disturb you at this hour, but there are pressing matters, especially about the emergency meeting that was held by the Chief Minister over special intensive revision. Now, the Chief Minister claims that this is a conspiracy web, and BJP and AIDMK are taking shortcuts. How do you see that?
The DMK and its allies are completely rattled by the SIR coming to Tamil Nadu. The Election Commission of India is trying to do its own job, where they make sure that people who have left the city, people who are deceased, people who have votes in two places, all this is being removed so a fair and a democratic process can be conducted in the 2026 Assembly elections. But the DMK has always been winning through malpractices, who's been winning through lies, who has been using voters who have left the constituency, voting on other people's names. They are completely rattled. So the DMK is calling this malpractice and exercise, which they don't appreciate. But that's not how politics works. That's not how democracy works. And the SIR will happen, and it will expose the truth behind how DMK has been winning elections.
Well, I have more questions on this because DMK calls this as a shortcut in particular, and he claims, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin claims that this is a way shortcut used by BJP and AIDMK either directly or indirectly to take over Tamil Nadu. Is that true?
Sri Anurag Thakur in the parliament had already spoken about how there were over 15,000 fake voters even in the constituency of Kolattur, where M.K. Stalin had contested and won. So I think it's time that the Chief Minister replies to these allegations. So what is this problem if the SIR is being conducted? It is only going to figure out if the voter is there or not. A draft roll call is going to be released in the month of December. You have 1 month to include names which have been deleted. So when everything is being done democratically, when everything is being done very transparent, what is the problem the DMK is having? Let them go through the process. Let them find out what has happened. If there is a problem, they can always approach the court. Instead of that crying foul even before the process starts, just goes to show how anxious they are and how rattled they are by the whole movement of SIR.
What Chief Minister says is that when it came in Bihar, apparently 65 lakh voters were actually removed, and that is why they claim, especially Chief Minister claims, that minority women voters and working class voters will be removed. Is that so?
We have no problem in the opposition in Bihar going to court if they feel that something has gone wrong. But they didn't do that because they know that there is a complete transparency is what has happened. Just because today the CM is crying, it doesn't mean that something wrong is going to happen. So let the process happen and let us figure out how things go through. Holding all party meetings before that and trying to create a scenario like how they lied about Hindi imposition, like how they rattled people on aims, like how they lied to people about new education policy. Now that is what is happening at this point. So the process of SIR we feel is mandatory, especially considering the number of people from Bangladesh who have settled down in districts like Coimbatore, Erode, Tirupur, and now they're becoming residents. So the DMK is trying to replicate the West Bengal Mamata model, where they have a lot of immigrants who become voters, who have somehow acquired Aadhaar cards, made them seem like Indian citizens, and they've been voting constantly in elections in West Bengal. So the DMK wants to use the same formula. Unfortunately, the SIR has come as a knock in the head for the DMK.
Another big rattle is now Vijay going ahead and is also condemning the DMK government over not procuring paddy on the correct time. This was something raised by AIDMK after a day he met with the stampede victims in Karur. Vijay has now gone ahead and does that. How does BJP see this?
See, the DMK has promised several silos to be constructed, several storage facilities to be made for the farmers across the Delta region and Kadalur. But unfortunately, DMK, just like how they faltered on 80% of their promises, has also failed the farmers of Tamil Nadu by not delivering what they promised. Because of that, several lakhs of metric tons of grains have been affected. The farmers are crying, but the CM and his son are busy reviewing movies instead of worrying and taking part in the misery of the farmers, instead of going and visiting them. Whereas the ex-Chief Minister M.K. had met with the farmers, had spoken to them, but the Deputy CM has the audacity to go on record and say that the farmers of Tamil Nadu are lying, whereas their government is doing beautifully well. It's time he wakes up and realizes that the government has failed the people miserably.
In fact, that was my next question. Why is BJP and AIDMK targeting the Chief Minister watching Bison movie?
We have no problem with them watching Bison movie. The problem is the timing when people are suffering. Recently there was a bomb blast in Avadi where 4 people had died. A very important question has to be raked up. How did a common man have access to explosives which could kill 4 people. Now we don't know what has happened to the inmates, if they were involved in making the bombs or who they were or how they died. But it is very important to also figure out how bombs are making their way into Tamil Nadu. Is Tamil Nadu becoming a trafficking point for radicalization? Is a very important question. So it is the need of the hour, and the DMK needs to answer that. But no action has been taken so far. 4 people have died, and the case is almost being closed. It's not been spoken about. So I think it's a national issue, and the investigation should be transferred to NIA in this particular matter to figure out how these people died or how the explosives made their way into the state.
Well, thank you so much. That was Vinod Srisailvam. And one of the important aspects in the state of Tamil Nadu, what is concerned, is that Danathil Sirandadanam Annadanam, which means the best of any kind of donation is food. That is also being done. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Terribly sorry to have bothered you at this point, but politics never sleeps. That's why, with Devraj from Madhav for India Today.